Welcome to our weekly waffle this week. Last week, Luke talked about Jesus' disciples and their new beginning with Jesus. When Jesus called them from their livelihoods in a lifetime calling and purpose that cost them a lot, but also gave them a fresh start. This week, I want to focus not on the big occasions of new beginnings that they experienced, but the small everyday lessons and shifts in thinking that Jesus moved them to as they met different people of all sorts of circumstances and backgrounds. When you read the Gospels that contain the story of the life of Jesus and his disciples, you kind of get the impression that for them the phrase "every day's a school day" was very relevant. Jesus was constantly teaching and challenging them, taking them into new spaces and places, turning the thinking they had grown up with upside down. And again, Jesus took them into situations that would challenge their assumptions, their stereotypes, their polarised thinking, and say, see, it's not what you thought it was. This included both stories and experiences, whether it was getting caught up in storms in boats or dealing with religious leaders and crowds. But some of Jesus' biggest lessons involved people, and the pattern was often, this is how you've grown up to see people like this, but I want to show you something different. Whether it was the people who were untouchable because of illness, whether it was the women who were seen as less worthy of respect than anyone else, whether it was people who lived outside of power and privilege, whether it was those painted as villains to the faith. Jesus took the disciples into the hearts of those places with those people and said, right guys, time for a lesson, time for today's new beginning, new thinking and new experience. And for me, that gives me both a challenge and a lesson for my everyday life, that new beginnings are not just once in a lifetime. They don't have to be huge events. They don't have to be things that we do on our own. Sometimes they're lessons we learn as community in relationship with one another. And they are the everyday changes of heart, the everyday penny drops of meeting real people in real circumstances, seeing God at work. And even though Jesus isn't physically taking us to meet those people today, he invites us today to do the same, reminding us as disciples today that every day is a school day and that we have much to learn about how Jesus and his kingdom here on earth works out.